everybody, and welcome back to The Brave and the Kobolds. So we're back into the story, and last time we had left off that your four characters had just volunteered to go off on a quest of discovery on behalf of your dragon, Rosdactyla. All four of you were in Rosdactyla's cave, and Rosdactyla had gifted you a enchanted mirror that would allow you to communicate with her from anywhere else in the land. Ag received it, but then Ag gave it to Zaffre. Ros is going to smile at you all. She's going to give you a big beaming smile and just sort of clap her hands together, a little bit softer this time so she doesn't shake the cave so much, and she'll just say, well, I imagine you will want to go and prepare yourselves for this journey. Not a small undertaking, of course, I recognize this. If you want to say your goodbyes, I suppose that would be more than appropriate. If you wish to return to your families or your friends and say your goodbyes, I think perhaps you could even depart this evening, if you so wished. Ag's face looks a bit concerned, but Ros, I guess, is just too happy to notice. And out of the four of you, the first person actually we're going to focus on is going to be Meeza, because in the previous episode we saw Meeza's family accompany Meeza to the cave and then leave.
It wasn't good.
So I think maybe Ag, Zaffre, Noki, you have left. I imagine Meeza's kind of looking a little bit kind of awkward, doesn't really know what to...
Oh yeah, we're very awkwardly standing by our probably mountain of things that are a little bit taller than we are, with Grub, who is in our cart next to us.
And Ros is going to sort of be very sort of polite granny and kind of wait a few minutes, just smiling, and then she'll notice that you haven't left, and she'll like, Meeza,
yes,
darling.
Mm-hmm.
Is everything all right? Is everything tickety boo? You can tell old Ros.
Well, I have all this stuff and I don't know who's gonna carry it for me.
Ros will kind of peer at this big pile and she'll sort of gesture at her pile of things back in a sort of a little smaller section of her cave. Yes, I know the feeling. Might I make a friendly suggestion?
I mean, I guess.
I think perhaps that you might want to trim the amount of things you have there to the bare necessities. Only things that you can carry easily, and that you will need. Perhaps that's just my thought. I think perhaps.
How do I know what I'm going to need?
Well, you raise a valid point, my dear. The world out there.
I could need this, and she just like holds up like one of like I'm imagining like this is kind of like Little Mermaid, like her cave. Like she's just got Meeza's got random stuff. They've got random just bits and bobs. So just like grabs, doesn't even look at the pile, just grabs something up, probably destabilizes the pile in the process.
Oh yeah.
And just holds it something like, I don't know if I'm gonna need, how do I know I'm not gonna need this?
Crash.
Yeah.
The pile is just collapsed. You take this thing out.
You're gonna need somebody to clean that up.
It's all right. It's fine. I don't necessarily think you'll need one of them, and take it from me, I have about 25. I've never used one in all my
It's an egg beater. I don't know what you do with it. I've been told it's an egg beater.
She kind of scoots a little bit closer, as much as she can, because you're at the entrance of this cave and she's in.
I sort of back up against now my crumbled pile of
It's
things.
It's all right. It's all right. Oh no. You mustn't be worried. Now look, I don't know what the situation is with your family. But let me tell you this. I have every confidence that you will be able to prove yourself. And
Okay.
I don't mean prove yourself to your family or necessarily to me, but I think you have it in you to prove yourself to you. And
Okay.
And I think perhaps if we start looking at this pile together, maybe I can help you and we can trim it down a little bit. What do you say?
I guess. I mean, I don't know what this is even, and I pull up
It's
probably
all right.
probably just again like a spatula or something.
Do you know what Meeza, my dear? Do you know what?
Oh, what?
Neither do I. I have no idea what that thing is.
Good.
And I think sort of just for the next few hours, Roz is kind of helping you. Yeah, you're just like taking a thing out. She's like shaking her head. Throw it.
This is like the does it give you joy? Does it not?
Yes,
give you joy?
you're basically decluttering your
I'm Maria Kondoing my life right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think by the end of this process, you have probably enough to sort of fit in a large shoulder bag or a large satchel, and probably some things spill over into the grub cart. So grub will sort of share with a couple of maybe items of clothing or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically that's how you sort of spend these hours. And I think and I think sort of Roz definitely tries her best to kind of calm you down and like
it works.
It works. Yeah.
Eh.
So while this is going on, we move over to the to Noki's sort of household chambers. If we're speaking like cinematographically, there's a hard cut, and you see this very elderly kobold, older than Ag, like twice Ag's age. Yeah, it's like wrinkles. If wrinkles were animate, it would be this kobold, and
so she's a Sharpay kobold.
Yeah.
Yeah, and but like withered, like deflated as well. It's just like ancient looking, and she is as red in the face as she can get, and she is not towering over Noki because she's shorter than Noki. Surprisingly, Noki's quite young and small, but this ancient kobold is even sort of smaller, and she's like, "You did what?"
Well, like it was asked, so I was like, sure.
What do you mean, sure? You can't go out there.
Well, I can.
Oh, you don't you? Oh. Starts like blustering, and she knocks over something and tries to pick up. You don't start getting lippy with me, young lady. You're going to stay here where it's safe.
But Ross said it was okay.
Far be it from me to question the wisdom of our eternal patron. However, you are my family, and I know this family. I run this family, and I will not let you go out there into peril, so much peril. Look, you have no idea. You're far too young for this sort of thing. You're going to stay here. No, you're going to stay here. You're going to sort those mushrooms, She kind of points to a bowl. It's full of mushrooms. There's some red mushrooms and some purple mushrooms, but they're mixed. So you're going to sort those mushrooms. You're going to have your dinner. And you're going to go straight to bed. You're not going anywhere.
Fine. She kind of scuffles off with the bowl and goes sit down and starts sorting them out.
And Bispo will sort of just eye you for a bit. And then she'll shuffle off. And soon enough, your brother, Stipe, sort of leaning. Hey, you're not gonna let her, talk to you like that, are you?
Oh, I'm totally sneaking out later.
Oh, cool. Radical. That's nice. Oh, if you want... And then he's like, he leans close, close to your ear, and then he just... If you want to sneak out, though, you know what a good time is? Is when she's just had her tea. Like, when she just had her herbal tea, it's like, oh, she's knocked out. And Bispo just, you hear, thunderings, I heard that! And she'll kind of grab Stipe by, the scruff of his neck, and without a word, she'll just, push him away. I'm
just sorting out my mushrooms. I'm not making eye contact at all.
Bispo is going to sit down opposite you and is going to sort of breathe very slowly. And then she's going to start sorting mushrooms as well. Now, perhaps I should make myself a little bit more clear. Ever since your dear mother and father left us, and I have been taking care of all of you. Well, it's not easy to say this, Noki, but I would say I'm rather afraid of losing you. And when your brother had his silly little jaunt up to the surface and came back with that horrible scar, and I'm sure plenty of tall tales to tell, I must say I was quite heartbroken, and I've never been more afraid of anything in my life. And you are so young, and you can sort of see her, this demeanor of fury is kind of slowly deflating as the two of you are kind of going through this routine, and she's kind of bearing her soul as much as she's comfortable with. Well, you simply can't know any better. I need you to just trust me. Just trust me, and I know what is best for you, my dear.
I know, but I'm not going alone, so there's other people too. And Stipe came back too, so it's okay, I think.
With a scar. Okay, and who knows, he might have been he was extremely lucky. I'm sure of it. She sees that you're kind of not relenting, and she's starts going.
One single tear. Oh no.
You wouldn't want to break your old grandmother's heart, would you?
No, I know. I'll stay.
Well, my dear, she sort of breathes a big sigh of relief. I'm glad we had this little talk, and I'm so glad you came to your senses. Now you finish off sorting those mushrooms, and then it's off to bed.
Okay.
And yeah, that sort of happens gradually. All of the like 15 or 14 grandchildren are all tucked into their little beds, and Bispo goes and makes herself a cup of herbal tea.
Mhm.
But eventually, sort of nods off.
Mhm. I'm sneaking out.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to do a stealth check for me, please.
All right.
Okay.
Oh no.
What's your stealth?
5.
Okay.
My modifier is +3. No, +2,
Okay.
so that's 4.
Miraculously, Bispo does not wake up. She keeps snoring very loudly, but a very small snout pops out from behind like a chamber wall and kind of snorts, and then a very small kobold, one of your many siblings, sort of shuffles up and is very sort of bleary-eyed and sort of says,
Noki? Noki, where you go?
It's okay. I'm just gonna. I think I heard something like on the farm, so I'm just gonna look real quick. But I'll be right back.
What did you hear?
A noise.
Was it a scary noise?
Yes, it was a very scary noise.
Oh no.
You go back to bed. Go back to sleep. I'll be right back.
I can't go back to sleep now. You said there was a scary noise.
But I'm gonna take care of it. So it's okay. Just go back.
Okay, should I tell Bispo? Should I tell Granny Bispo?
No. It's better she don't know if anything goes on in this field.
Okay, when she wake up, I tell her you're very brave and you go and find out what scary noise was.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, good luck.
Okay.
Night-night.
Bye.
and he kind of just scampers back in, and yeah, you leave.
Oh
Cool.
boy.
Cool. We move now to I'm gonna say Ag, who is where is Ag? Back.
I probably went back to my little family hole cave.
Okay. As you arrive, a kobold that looks strikingly similar to you, but who is maybe sort of more of a pink shade,
Mhm.
and a little bit more sort of bent, just
Yeah.
gnarled, a little more gnarled and sharp. So you're back.
Yes. Only for now, though. You
Not staying for long, then, are you?
No. I believe you have overheard what was said.
I might have done. He's got a very big, smug grin on his face.
You must be very pleased with that.
Well, I would say it's about time somebody else in this family got a chance to represent the voices of our humble community. I suppose it's only fair that it should be when you're leaving. Oh, far be it from you to let your brother have a go.
Ag just sort of looks at him, and then she puts her hand on his shoulder, sort of gives him a little squeeze, says, "You'll do fine."
He's immediately kind of just very shocked at this, and he's sort of just... He looks very stunned. What do you mean?
You've been practicing, yes, public speaking, reading the books, all 4 of them.
Yes, yes, of course I have. It would be ridiculous if I hadn't done that.
She sort of crosses her arms and stares at him. Og.
How was I supposed to know? It's been 5 years you've been doing this.
Has it been?
Yes, it's been 5 years on the trot. Nobody else has got a look in.
I suppose you would have kept track of that, yes. But I was being sincere. You'll do fine. And I'll miss you. And she gives him a big hug.
Yeah. Kind of wriggles a little bit. Well, I suppose I've got some work to do then.
Let's start with that book, the blue one.
He looks at the book and says, right then. And he purposefully picks up the book next to it. And just shuffles off and sort of says, but before he kind of goes into his room, he just turns to you and says, don't get yourself killed. And then just goes back in.
No, it's like almost as if she's making a mental note. Don't get killed.
Good advice.
And starts packing.
Okay. We then move to Zaffre, who has returned to, I would say, probably not a traditional sort of personal room or family chamber as the others have been. It's more like the guard. If you
barracks, kind of.
Yeah, it's like exactly. Yeah. It's like a slightly bigger, and it's mostly sort of full of odd weaponry.
Yeah, when his shift is over, he'd go back, and he sits in his little corner, and he takes off all of the pots and pans and various other pieces of armor that he wears, and his very precious long sword. He shines and sharpens, and he maintains the weapons and the armor as best he can. That's his sort of nightly routine, is going around. He does his own weapons, and then he makes sure everything else is clean.
You hear a knock, perhaps on a little table or something, and Tang is sort of standing in the entrance and sort of looks at you. It's all right, at ease. You carry on. So are you going then?
Yes, I must.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, my lad, that's just wonderful news. Oh, I'm so pleased for you. Listen, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to give you a couple of things, if that's all right with you.
I'm honored.
And he goes off to the side, and he comes back with the book, one of the 4 books, the one that contains information on knights. It's basically the book of, I guess, fairy tales, I guess, of like sort of knightly tales of daring do. That you learned the concept of knits from. Knigs. And so there's that. And there's also something, sort of a longer parcel, sort of wrapped up in kind of cloth. And he said, well, first off, you know this volume. Leggings of the knits. I know you love I know you love reading that one before we go to sleep. So here you go. He just gives you the book.
And he's very touched, and he's very emotional about it, but he's no idea how to express that. So he's just sort of like,
And look, well, yeah, I know that you're really, you're quite attached to that blade of yours, but I wanted you to. And he's sort of like wiping like sweat from his hair, and he sort of just.
When he looks away for a second, like Zaffre kind of wipes a couple of tears away.
Okay.
Goes back.
And he opens up this cloth. Well, actually, no. He just hands this to you. He is momentarily unable to speak, and he just hands you this cloth, this wrapped parcel.
I put the book down carefully, and then I take it very reverentially.
Okay. Do you open it?
Yeah.
Inside is another longsword. This one is a little bit longer. It's also quite worn. This one also needs sort of shining and sharpening. But you can see the hilt of it has been kind of chiseled rather than it wasn't made to look this way. It's been kind of modified.
Okay.
And the hilt has been chiseled to look like the open mouth of a dragon. So that the blade is like the tongue of this dragon coming out. And he says, this belonged to my old dad. And he gave it to me. And well, as you know, I never had any eggs of my own. But over the years, I need to talk to those druids. There's so many these mushroom spores. It just goes straight into my eyes.
Yeah. Yes. The spores. And he kind of carefully puts it down, and he gets up, and he's trying to be very, formal about it, but he just gives him a hug. Just gives Pang the biggest hug.
He's kind of like this, and he keeps talking. He just says, I know that dragon tongue will serve you well, and just bear it true, brave knight. I mean Knit. Good night. I mean good Knit. And he just leaves. He just goes to the other room.
And then Zaffre kind of, cleans his face and does a very formal salute. And
you've all said your goodbyes, so to speak. Unfortunately,
all right, and then we're ready to go.
Meeza didn't really have a chance to, but there it is. Noki has not really said goodbye, but Ag has found some kind of closure with her twin brother, and you've received this boon. It's now getting close to evening, and you are sort of near the entrance to Rosdactyla's cave, but you are at the mouth of a sort of parallel tunnel that is Noki. You would know of this tunnel because it is one that some of the druids, none of the druids in your family, but other ones, they use this to go up to the surface every now and again. So this is basically the main exit that goes up.
Do we have to do this?
Yes. Let's go. And start waddling outside.
Oh, wait, it's so...
Wait. You must let me lead. I will protect you all.
Okay.
Yes, you two just follow Zaffre and don't wander off. I'll be right
Can you
behind.
carry my bag for me, please?
No. No.
That's not good for her back.
Why didn't Rosdactylus said if I used the word please, people would do things? It didn't work. We had this entire conversation, and she
I'm
said
like,
if I used the word please, and
You know what?
no.
I'm very proud of you for using that word. I will help you carry something. I just take out like a random small thing you have with you.
You can take my purse.
Yeah. I take the purse and I say, see? There you go. And then I say a little prayer to my God. Like, please give me the patience I need.
Zaffre's gonna march very stiffly to the entrance, and turn around and look back into the warren and salute everyone in the warren. May you remain safe and strong in my absence. And then he
Can we remain safe?
adjusts the
too?
pot on his head, and he holds up his very shiny new dragon sword, starts marching, trying not to show that he's a little bit emotional about leaving.
Actually, Meeza remembering something is going to grab another random thing off of their pack, shove it at Og, and then run up to catch up to Zaffre quick and be with dragging the cart behind and huffing and puffing because they've never carried anything in their lives. Hey, Zaffre.
Yes.
That's a really nice new sword you got there.
It is.
It's very shiny.
It will protect us.
Oh no.
Oh, well, I was thinking about that mirror that Roz gave us, and she talked to me a little bit about it, and she said that she was very confident in my abilities to protect everyone. And
roll for deception. Roll
I
for
am
deception.
proficient in deception.
No. Uh-oh.
So I was wondering, and I'm clearly I can see that my lie has just not worked at all.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, I really think that you should let me have that mirror.
No.
I really think that you should. I think you're gonna have too much with that new sword of yours. It looks very heavy, and
it is not.
I'm gonna cast Charm Person on Zaffre.
Oh. Ooh.
Wisdom saving throw. Okay, I will resist because.
Yes, of course. That's mine's a 13. Darn it.
and he's just gonna stop and turn and look at you like, really?
Oh shit.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh wait, shoot. I cast a first level spell.
Yep.
Oh no.
Well, you gotta roll. You gotta roll this.
I gotta roll a d20.
You need to roll a d20.
Okay, we're good.
Nothing.
No shenanigans.
You cast the spell. You cast this ineffective charm person spell on Zaffre, who resists with flying colors. You feel that kind of tingling sensation build up, like it's kind of like a sneeze that builds up but doesn't, and nothing happens.
Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
okay.
I got really nervous there when I get I should let you guys know that when I get really, really nervous, things happen. When I got really nervous, the first time I got really nervous when I was really young, I summoned a unicorn. I don't know if you heard about it.
No idea what a unicorn is, but it was.
I love that.
So my charm clearly failing, I'm going to fall in line, probably behind Noki, and I'm assuming Og is taking the rear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you make your way along this tunnel, and gradually starts sloping upwards and upwards, and you emerge into the surface, and a fairly warm breeze greets you as you take your first steps out of the mountain and into the wider world.